Hey guys, so we made it. We're here at Firepunk. We got old Burnie on the dyno. You see Lavon back there. He's tapping on the keys, going to do his magic. See what he can do for us. So he's just getting things set up. The truck's tied down. And we're super excited. There's Brandon, Andy. Andy loves the camera.
I love it.
First time on a dyno. And we got them ugly skinny tires and wheels on there.
Your time to shine. Yeah. So if you ground pin 38 of the C2 connector of the ECM, whenever you ground that signal, it will go to CSP number 6. And CSP number 6 I can set up on a RPM or boost reference staging limiter. So anytime that button is pressed, you can hold your foot flat on the floor and it only goes to 20 pounds of boost or wherever you want to launch at. So generally we'll weld a little tab on right above the brake pedal and put a momentary switch in it, which goes from momentary switch to ground and momentary switch to pin 38 of the C2 connector. So when you're in the staging beams, you hold your foot flat on the floor, or your brake, you hold your throttle pedal flat on the floor, and it'll hold it right on the limiter where you want, bump in the beams, and then when you throw your brake pedal, it'll launch. If you're using a trans brake, you do the same thing. Trans brake button engages the staging limiter. So anytime you're on the trans brake button, it won't go past your staging limiter, and it's nice, steady, consistent.
You just want to close the circuit.
Yep.
It's normally open, you want to close it.
Anytime it grounds it, it goes to CSP 6, and then as soon as you release it, it jumps back to whatever tune file you were on before that.
So it's a 6 file. It's a 6.
Yep, it's a
Okay.
CSP 6, and then I can make that, so then I could give you 4 different tunes. I can give you a 2900 RPM limiter, 3000 RPM limiter, 3100, so you reflash the truck if you want to change your staging RPM. It's pretty simple to do,
Yeah.
but it makes
It would be worth it.
makes
Yeah.
launching a common rail a lot
Well,
easier. That way
more
you can
consistent.
actually go back, look at your data, you're like, hey, I think I need a little bit more in the hit, and you're just not relying on holding your brake, holding your
Right.
foot just right.
Right. So did I hear you correct on one of your videos a while back? You're not real high on trans brakes on.
Trans brake is not a problem. We had originally done a trans brake setup that had problems with balancing converter flow, and we were actually dragging the lockup clutch, and that was some problems. Suncoast and Go Run, they have both figured out trans brake
Okay,
valve bodies
and that's
that work
who
out
we
really
have.
well.
Yeah.
And so
Okay.
I would recommend it on a truck like this.
Right.
I wouldn't recommend a trans brake on a 7,500 pound truck.
Gotcha.
It's violent because it takes all the slack of your drive line and just transportation, everything just
All at
slaps
once.
it. Whereas you brake load it, now you've got nice steady pressure on your drive line is tight and you can launch. On a 2-wheel drive, trans brake all the way.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Yeah, I think the
So this is pull number 2, and we had some gremlins on this pull. When he's getting it up on boost, the fuel pressure comes way up, and there's a rail pressure sensor, and you'll see it basically, it ruptures or blows off basically, and that'll be the fine mist, the white mist you'll see. Pull 3, tune 3. So on this pull, this was one of the better pulls towards the end. It made good horsepower. I believe this was our 1225 pull. And you'll see all of a sudden a bunch of exhaust coming out on the right side, and that's the wastegate opening. So this was our final pull. Still having a little gremlin, but we made our biggest horsepower, 1,283 horsepower on fuel only, no nitrous, to the rear wheels. 1,283, 1,462 foot-pounds of torque. But the coupler on the intercooler, you've seen it blow right there, but the curve was still going up. Hey guys, so I'm here with Lavon at Firepunk. We just wrapping up this dyno session. We did roughly about 1,000 horse on
1,037 on 1,100 microseconds and
tune 1.
did 1,283 on tune 5.
Right.
And then 1,149 on tune 3 and 1,226 on tune 4.
Right, so I'm real happy with that. That was all fuel only and probably had some left.
Yeah, that last one, it blew that intercooler boot off. It's probably leaking a little bit. Obviously, you could add a little more fuel if you wanted to. But altogether, I think we get some of those intercooler boot issues figured out. It's going to be ready to rip down the drag strip, and at your weight, it's going to fly.
Yeah, so we appreciate this, these guys. They've been good to us, treated us good, and real happy with what we're leaving here with.
1283.5 horsepower, and that was 1435 torque. And now I just gotta pull these down, and you'll be all set. Look at that.
That's
Found
awesome.
your spot. I'll have to take some brake clean.
Thanks, Lavon.
Oh, you man.